Well, welcome to episode number 16 of the SnakesAreUsTV Podcast. I am Jason Clark. I am the CEO and founder of Southeastern Reptile Rescue, and we record this podcast live every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you are listening elsewhere, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, Amazon, wherever you listen to stuff, I try to do these podcasts where you can listen to them and not miss anything. However, episode 15 and this episode 16 are definitely two episodes. If you want to listen to these, I encourage you, maybe you want to watch these two because these are different. These two episodes are different than all the other ones we do in that I'm interviewing my daughters. So episode 15 last week, we introduced my oldest daughter, Audrey. And this week, I'm going to introduce you to my youngest daughter, Lily. They're only about 15 months apart. And so, yes, I've got two teenage daughters living with me full time. And two teenage daughters. It is something else. I tell you what, I wouldn't trade them for anything. No, I wouldn't trade them for anything. I definitely want to hang on to them for sure. But so next week, in just a minute, Lily will be joining me, and we'll get into what we're going to do this week, which is a lot of fun. I like this one. But next week, I was thinking about next week's topic, and most of the time, when I end the broadcast each week, I have no idea if I'm coming back the next week because I know I can probably not think of anything to talk about. But we're at episode 16 now. 17 is next week, and I already have, believe it or not, I know what I want to talk about. Can you believe that? I do. So next week, what I want to talk about is, so right now, I don't know when you're listening to this, but right now we're recording this in December of 2024, and we're just a couple weeks out from Christmas. And when it comes to Christmas and reptiles, occasionally there are people who want to get reptiles as pets, okay? And so that's something that affects me. Not just in that I like reptiles. It affects me when parents get reptiles they probably shouldn't get for their kid. Okay? That's kind of how it affects me. So next week, we're going to go over, the topic is pets for next week, pets. And we're going to talk about pets, mainly, of course, reptiles as pets, pets that you should have, pets you shouldn't have. And I'll be giving you my personal recommendation on which reptile I think would be good for a beginner and which reptile I think is not good for a beginner, and it might surprise you. It might surprise you what I tell you. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. Next week is going to be on pets. So if you want to join us live, always go to our YouTube channel, SnakesAreUsTV. And like I said, we record the dinner time every Thursday night at 8 p.m. And you can join us and go in the live chat. So I will be getting here in the live chat here in just 1 second. And so I'm not in there yet. So if you're in the live chat, I can't see your comments yet, but I'll be with you here in just a second to do that. But I want to introduce Lily to you. Lily's a lot of fun. So is Audrey. They're like night and day. They're very, very different children, okay? Like I said, they're only 15 months apart, and they were kind of raised up with reptiles. People often ask them, how are your girls? Are they scared of snakes? I mean, will they hold a snake? And I told some funny stories when Audrey was in here last week about them, and I completely forgot. And I'm going to number 16 of the SnakesAreUsTV Podcast. Please welcome to the studio my daughter, Lily Clark. All right, finally, I have gotten to do a video with my favorite daughter. If you want to see this episode 15 last week. This week, Lily is here with me, and She's doing a video. So me and Audrey did the Christmas trees, and I thought it'd be fun to do something different. I've wanted to make these for a long time, and I'm not a crafty person at all. And so this is probably a stupid idea to do this on camera and show it, because here, let me show you this. Here's what I'm talking about. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take like this polymer clay, and we're gonna make snakes, like just little snakes, and then you bake them in the oven and they harden, and we can make them into Christmas ornaments or just sit them where we want to sit them, okay? And here's why this is a mistake. I already know it is, because I'm not a sculptor. And I do know very gifted professional sculptors. This is one of them right here. So this is a snake that was hand sculpted out of, I don't know, clay. I don't know what they made out of. And this was given to me by the artist that made it, and her name is J.L. Cook. If you want to see J.L. Cook's work, go to SnakesAreUsTV.com, and she's got some amazing stuff. So I'm praying right now that she never sees this video with the snake that I'm going to make. Just this thing being in the studio when I film this is making me nervous. I hope she does not see the video. All right, so what do we got? When I did this with Audrey, we lit a candle. Here's the candle. It is a Christmas tree candle, and Audrey's candle that we had was supposed to smell like a Christmas tree, because we're making Christmas trees. And I was like, what scent can I get that goes along with what we're making? With what we're making, okay? And I got it. And I don't even like cinnamon, so hopefully, you know, the other candle last week, it didn't have much of a smell. Audrey said she could smell it. I didn't really smell it that much. So hopefully this one doesn't have much of a smell either. I don't know. We got a few things. So here's what I was thinking. Oh, before we get to this, we got gifts. I brought gifts. Okay. All right. So first gift, I've got Christmas hats. Okay. I got a Christmas hat. Me, you got a Christmas hat just on your head. Perfect. It's very festive. Here, lean down so you can see it. It's got a star on top. Here, turn your head sideways like that. Yeah, there you go. Merry Christmas. Okay, so I got you that. And then I also got you Christmas socks. And they have a little grippy thing on the bottom so you won't slide. So go ahead, put those on now so you're festive. Now, yeah, it's Christmas and it's going to get your feet, women's feet get cold in the winter. So put those on. While you're doing that, I also got, I did not get hot chocolate again, even though she asked me to buy some today. But I do, once again, have coffee. But if you don't want coffee, oh, and look at this. I got this really cute thing for you. It says fresh snow and hot cocoa. We don't have any hot cocoa. We have coffee and we have milk. You want some milk?
Yeah.
Now, here's why you might want to have milk, because I baked cookies and I could not find the Christmas plate, so it's just on a non-Christmas plate. But here's the cool thing. I baked chocolate chip cookies, and in the spirit of making snakes and molding them out of clay, I would decide to practice, and I went ahead and made a snake cookie. So this right now should really scare you, okay? Because if I can make a snake out of a cookie, imagine what I'm going to do with this clay. So you feel inferior right now, don't you?
I'm scared.
Yeah, you should be. Put a little triangle shaped head. I'll put this here. Other way, good. You can have the snake one. And if you want milk, milk is down there. All right, so, one more thing. I got these tools, and because I was like, all the professional equipment I can get that will make me seem like I know what I'm doing, I'm gonna buy it. And so these are like, I don't know what they are. They're tools, and they were near the clay. I'm assuming they're for clay. I don't know. Might be for something else. But we're going to use them, and I thought we could do something with them.
You can use that for clay.
Yeah, we can use that for clay. Okay. So here's the other thing I did. This is what I was thinking. So I was like, we can make like just goofy snakes. Okay, like this, the chocolate chip snake. Now, I don't know if you know this, there's no such thing as an actual chocolate chip snake. Okay. Yeah. So I was thinking, what if, and this is where I'm going to mess up. Because like she made that snake on the shelf I showed you, that's an Eastern Diamondback rattlesnake. And it is anatomically correct, okay? It's perfect. So I bought like natural colors that you would maybe see on a snake. Black, gray, brown, tans, and browns and things. And I was thinking maybe we can make like a, I don't know, like a copperhead or a cottonmouth or like a rattlesnake or some native, a rattlesnake. And then I was like, well, I got some black in here and some red and some yellow, so we can make a coral snake, red, yellow, and black, or a scarlet king snake or scarlet snake. And here's some more clay. And then I got some more little things here too. So one thing I was thinking was, if you wanted to take one, now we have to put these in the oven. We're gonna have to bake them to get them hard, okay? So we can't bake this. What I was thinking is, if you wanted to mold a little, and this may not work. This may be stupid, and we may just throw these away. But if you wanted one of these plants, you can make a snake fit where it curls around the bottom of it. Yeah. And you can set this little plant on your shelf. You know, I got a couple plants here. And then so we move the plant, bake the snake, and then put the plant, and you can even have the snake crawling up over the plant. But that might not work. I don't know how hard this is going to be. Okay. And then I've got some other little things here we can use. Also, I just got some rocks out of the yard. Just thinking, you can make a snake basket on a rock. Make him kind of crawl down the rock, and you can actually just put the whole thing in the oven and bake him to the rock or something. I don't know. We don't have to use that, but also I have some beads. So if we do make a cool snake, we've got some beads for eyes. There's some beads over there for other snakes. And we also have paint and paint brushes. So after you make the snake, if you do want to add some paint and touches to it, you can do that, okay? And you would think with all this stuff that this is going to look like a real snake. It is not going to look like anything. It's going to look like some clay in the shape of a tube. That's what this is going to look like, okay? So help me here, move the cookies out there. And that's good. So help me start opening this stuff, and we will start. So have you ever made something with clay? Ever?
Yeah.
What'd you make? A snake?
A bowl.
A bowl?
And a cup. Yeah.
Well, I've never done that. All right, so
Have scissors.
Last episode, I kind of remembered how to do that, and so I kind of knew what I was getting into. You know, this I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm doing. No clue. I saw this pack of clay with all these earth tones. I was like, man, that's like all the colors of a copperhead. And then I was like, I was so confident. I was like, I can make a copperhead. And making that cookie, that was hard. Actually, I bought some stuff to make gingerbread men. Little what are these? What is this called? Cookie cutters. I bought some of these, and these do not work.
Well, not the way you used it. Try to use regular chocolate chip cookie dough.
Okay. Anyway, I've never done it before, and I would much rather blame the cookie cutter than me. So let's just say the cookie cutters don't work. All right. Is that all the clay?
Yeah.
All right. So let's choose your weapon. Yeah, I want to use this. I don't know what in the world these other ones are for. Okay, so I don't know what to do next. Where do we start?
Get your colors.
All right, so I'm on
The ones I used, I don't know what brands I used, but golly. Looks like
got a piece of
turd.
that plastic on there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I mean, this does not look a snake.
Yeah,
Like,
that looks great.
It looks like a overfed earthworm. I mean, the tail is like breaking all apart.
Because it's too... Oh.
Yeah, I have too much clay. Maybe this is too big of a snake.
Yeah. Like, maybe roll it up like it's curled up.
Well, I didn't want like a little tiny snake. I wanted like a Jason-sized snake. You know?
Yeah, I know. I want a tiny snake.
Now that is too skinny to be a copperhead if it's that long. That kind of looks like a legless lizard to me.
God.
And see, now this one's tail is all like funky. And his head, what do you do with this tool?
That, for like...
I mean, how do I make his head? Hang on, let me look at this. You know what artists do? They like have a reference. Okay, so I'm going to try to make.
I don't think I'm going to make that.
I don't think I'll be able to make that. Actually, it just kind of makes me sick to look at that and then hold this in my hands. And I'm like, how did she do that? I have no idea. Anyway. All right, so this snake has to have a head. I don't know. I mean, that doesn't look like copperhead I've ever seen.
How's mine look?
It's better than mine. They may need to do a little one like that. But see, like his head, I don't know, his body, like I think he needs like a lot more clay. Let's do that.
God, stain my hands.
Is what?
Stamp the black, like.
It's staining your hands?
Like, see that?
Oh, yeah. All right, so I'm going to tear the snake's head off because his head ain't too bad. And I'm just going to start this all over. All right, snake, we're just going to add some more clay to you. We're going to try to get you to looking like a real snake.
Can I like put accessories on it? Can I like make accessories and put it on it?
You can do whatever you want to do. Oh, look, there's beads if you want to make eyes.
I know.
Well, you can put those on there, and there's those color beads. And now when you get it finished, I've got paint brushes over there. And there's paint, and you can just like paint designs on it if you want to. So like, there's a hole. Okay, I guess that's where I folded it up. But it's getting too long. I mean, I need to roll it and get it like, I don't know.
Maybe use less clay.
But I wanted it thicker for that length for his head here.
Hard to work with. When I did clay in class at school one day, it was like so hard to do. We had to make a whole map out of clay.
A map?
Yeah. Like this movie we watched there. We had to make a map, and there was like 30 characters in total. We had to make each character.
Out of clay?
Yeah. And every building.
I asked you what clay experience you had, and you said a bowl and a cup. Now you've made characters?
Yeah, but we just like took a ball and like a little stick and just put it together. Cause we had to make
that's more than I've done. I don't know that I've ever made anything out of clay in my entire life. I don't know. I'm thinking we just not do this video and just come up with a different craft, something that's very simple, that's already like almost made.
Or maybe you're
So look, okay, there he goes again. Now it's too long because I wasn't even paying attention to it. I was just rolling it. Now he's... I mean, this snake's head looks like he's been run over by a car.
Let me see it. It doesn't look that bad.
But it doesn't look like any snake I've ever seen.
It's not going to look exactly like a snake.
That one does?
Yeah.
That one looks exactly like a...
skill.
Okay, that's enough.
I'm trying to make a top hat for mine.
Like this side needs a little more. But how can I make this on here without there being like a seam there? Oh man. So look, I just added clay and there's like a seam, like you can see it.
What kind of snake are you making?
I was gonna make a copperhead, And now I'm just trying to make it look like any generic snake that I possibly can. Okay, I haven't even used the tools. Like, what do you do with this thing? So that just...
I think you're supposed to use it to, like, smooth it out.
Like, smooth it out?
Like, well, yours is smoothed out, but, like...
I don't know what I'm doing.
Could tell.
We should have, you know what we should have done?
What?
We should have taken an art class.
I already did on this.
On clay?
Yeah. That's where I made the bowl and cup and all that.
I thought I was picking something we hadn't done before so we'd be equals in here.
Well, I've done almost every art thing.
Yeah, Lily likes to draw. She's actually really good at drawing and draws characters. And she does really good. Okay, this is looking less like a snake every time I touch it. Like this side does not match that side.
That looks a lot better.
You think?
Yeah.
What are you doing to yours?
Top hat.
The top? You're making a top hat?
Yeah.
I'm trying to make a snake. You're making clothes for yours already.
Yeah, I made a little bow tie for it already. You're still working on
it. His shape is just not... I mean, that's not how a copperhead's body is shaped at all. And I can't make it look like I want it to look. Like, I don't know what to do. If I add more clay, it's just going to get longer and skinnier. You know? I'm going to add more clay.
A hat is hard to make.
The snake needs more oomph. You know what I'm saying?
Definition?
No, he needs more body. Like, I need to use this whole thing of clay. Like, this whole thing needs to be his, like, body. Okay, I'm going to tear his head off.
Big snake then.
Sorry, snake. I've never torn a snake's head off before, but I just did. We got to the snake here. Somehow. Alright, so that's what I'm thinking. So I want his tail to be kind of skinny. Okay, now look. He's getting more of the body shape of what I would say how thick a copperhead of this length should be, unless he ain't had nothing to eat and he's real skinny. Let me get rid of the seam on here. You know, I think if I were to come down here and spend a couple months, I could probably make something that look like a snake.
Probably.
Can we do it like that? Hey, listen, I'm not hurrying through this.
I ain't either.
I'm taking my time. And once I get the shape, I'll put him in like a position. So this position here, if a snake is crawling in a snake line, in a straight line, and he's just using his belly scales to crawl, that's called rectilinear motion.
What are you thinking, mine?
That's really cute. Oh, he's got a bow tie?
Yeah.
Show that on there. Like, get really close, show the bow tie. Show the bow tie now. That is ridiculous.
I love mine. I want to paint like powder on it. You gotta do that once it's dry though, and all that.
Once it's dry.
Once you like cook it and all that.
No, you can paint it on there now.
Did you hook it up?
No. Listen.
That's why I did in art class. You're not supposed to paint it till after.
Listen to me. That's just what your art teacher said. She may not even know what she's doing. So, you can paint it now, and then we can bake it. And it'll be perfectly fine, most likely.
Okay. You say so.
Have I ever done anything or seen anything to make you think I don't know what I'm talking about? Okay.
No, never.
Yeah. All right, so, like, I want to talk to you when I'm doing this, but I'm concentrating, so I don't want to mess up. Because, like, this part of the snake here is not looking right. The rest of it, I'm actually kind of getting where I can see that at some point, like, if an actual sculptor came in here and finished it, they'd be like, yeah, I can make something out of this. I could finish this and fix it.
I do around the plant like you said.
If that right there was crawling along, would you think it was an actual snake?
No.
From a distance.
No.
From a distance. At night. At night from a long way off.
Then maybe. Doesn't have any eyes or anything.
I know it doesn't, but it will. So what was your favorite Christmas present, Christmas memory, something that you think of?
Favorite Christmas memory? Was...
Or it doesn't have to be Christmas. It can be like the holiday time, but you know, not everybody celebrates Christmas, but we certainly do. Okay,
this
so what?
one is my favorite. Well, it was actually 2 different times, but one of them was when we went and we at the church we went and gave all the food out and the gifts to all the kids that didn't really have stuff.
Oh yeah.
And we went and handed them all out to them at the different tables and got to watch them open all the gifts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my favorites. Or when they had those events at our old church. The Christmas events where they would do the hay rides.
Yeah.
And they would have the hot cocoa stand. And
I remember one time, so at our church they would have the lighting of the Christmas trees outside. And they had the hot chocolate stand and it was on a table and your sister went over there and leaned on the table and knocked the whole table over with a huge thing of hot chocolate and it was gone.
I remember that.
The whole church.
I forgot about
Yes.
that.
And I just walked away from her as if I did not know who she was. Whose child's that over there? Somebody's getting her kid. And yeah, so.
I forgot about that one.
I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
All right, where's those? Here, hand me those pliers over there.
What's your favorite Christmas memory?
I have a lot of them when I was a kid. I had good Christmases. It was always fun. My favorite Christmas was when we gave y'all those 4-wheelers. That was fun.
Mm.
We did that a few times, but the last ones we got, that was a fun one.
I liked when you got the swing set.
Oh yeah.
You put the chains of the swing in a bucket and just gave it to us. We were so confused.
Yeah, I had my friend custom build a commercial grade swing set, and I 4 swings, and so I just gave them a bucket with chains in it and said, "Here's your Christmas present." And they were like, "What is this?" And we took them outside, and they realized that it was
swing set.
Okay, so here's my idea. So if this is a copperhead, I have a video called "When Copperheads Look Dead," or "When Snakes Look Dead," or "When Copperheads Look Dead," or something. And what it talks about is copperheads and cottonmouths. One thing they do is they always kind of have their head kind of up like that, like a 45-degree angle. They don't just rest their chin on the ground. So if this now what I could do, I could coil him around so his head is resting on resting on his body. I can do that. That actually might be easier because I was thinking of putting this wire in here and kind of having his head up, but I don't know if this wire's gonna do it.
I don't think so.
You don't think it's gonna do it? I don't think it's gonna do it.
I wouldn't risk it.
I mean,
all that work.
Because I would put the wire in here and just destroy the whole snake. So I think I'll coil this snake around and make his head rest on one of his coils or something. I'm kind of liking the shape of this snake. He's kind of looking like he might actually be a little copperhead. Have to use a snake hook when I get him out of the oven.
Yeah.
Just in case he, like Pinocchio, becomes a real snake. You know, I want to be a real boy.
Stop.
Is Christmas your favorite holiday or no?
Yeah.
It is.
And then Halloween. And
Yeah.
I don't know why, but Valentine's Day.
Valentine's?
I had good memories on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your good memory of Valentine's Day?
You know when we used to go to those classes on Thursdays?
Mm-hmm.
One of those days we went, it was on Valentine's Day, and this girl there, she was one of my friends there. She gave me a whole, it was I don't know why it was in a piñata, but she gave me a unicorn piñata with a bunch of Valentine's cards in it.
And you remember that?
Yeah.
That was years ago.
I know. because it's one of my favorite memories.
Hey, whatever you do, oh, that's cute. You're gonna have to remove the little plant, so because we can't bake a plastic plant in the oven. I have surprised myself, and it doesn't look like anything I'd ever want to show anybody. Okay, I'll put it on my shelf and keep it in here. I mean, I couldn't sell this. Like she can sell her stuff, okay, and people will pay a lot of money for this. I can't do that. But what do copperheads, at least the eastern copperhead here in Georgia, the southeast, because there's different kinds of copperheads. The copperhead that we have, what shapes does he have on the side of him?
Hershey Kisses.
Hershey Kisses. So I'm thinking, hey, look, that looks like chocolate, doesn't it? I mean, that's the closest one to chocolate, isn't it? Yeah. So what if I can make, now don't use all this. I mean, don't even use it anymore. This is mine, okay? I need to make some Hershey Kisses. And if I could put Hershey Kisses down this snake, oh my gosh. And I need
to have to make.
You know how many copperheads I own and how many copperheads I've caught over the years?
No.
And I'm sitting here thinking, what does their head look like? I don't know. Like what color is on their head?
And you don't know that.
I mean, I can see it kind of. They have like a stripe right there. But I would need to see it. All right. So how do you make that little shape?
That would be easy to make.
Well, that kind of looks like a Hershey Kiss. What do you mean?
It's going to be too big.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's where the tools come in. Where's a cutting tool at? That one looks sharp. Because I can cut this off right there. Look at that. Look at that. See here, like I don't know what I'm doing.
Do you, though?
Nope. I do not. Okay. You know what we need? We need a spatula to get this stuff up off my desk without messing. Oh, no, okay, that comes up. Oh, yeah, look at there. All right, so I'm making a little copperhead shape. Lily, look at that crap. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that. Look at that.
It's really great.
Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that.
Now you're going to have to make like a bunch more.
No. I can make them just for one side and not show anybody the other side.
But then you would know that both sides aren't done.
Well, and I would know it's not a real copperhead too, right?
Exactly. So you're going to have to do both sides. One.
You're on your second snake.
Yep. You're still on your first.
Well, but this snake is going to be epic. It's going to be amazing.
I believe so.
You're going to say, man, I wish I had my dad's what do you call? Yeah, what do you call this talent? Molding.
I guess.
Sculpting. I wish I had my dad's sculpting talent.
Sculpting skills, you mean?
That's what I said.
Oh my God.
What?
I got it.
That snake's got something wrong with it.
Mm-mm.
It's got pink eye.
These aren't the eyes.
Get it? Pink eye?
That's these aren't the eyes, though. These are the cheeks.
Oh, that's his cheeks?
Yeah. Cute little
His venom
cheeks.
glands?
Now I'm going to make the eyes.
It's kind of hard to figure out how to... Because you can't just make one of these little Hershey Kiss shapes on the side, all the same size. They all have to be different sizes. And then they're hard to get up off the table.
You can do it.
Well, thanks for the encouragement, but I know that was sarcastic, so I'm trying to use this tool just for the sake of using it. I don't even need it.
I've been using my tools.
What are you doing with it?
Like smoothing out the clay, and you can use some of them to like place like smaller pieces of clay on it, because you can't really see it with your hands.
I am using this one. I am using this one to cut it.
Yeah.
I mean, using these tools make me feel like I'm an actual sculptor.
But you're not, so.
Yes. Thank you for reminding me.
That one doesn't really look that good.
Look, this is nature. It's organic.
Whatever.
And some snakes are prettier than others.
Yeah, I can see that.
This is just run-of-the-mill copperhead. Maybe he's been run over by a car. Bitten by a raccoon. You don't know what he's been through. He's been through it.
A raccoon.
Mm-hmm. A rabid raccoon. But snakes don't get rabies, so he survived it. Somebody's there probably saying, "Oh, he said snakes don't get rabies." I didn't know that. Can you imagine a venomous snake having venom and rabies? That would be bad. You got clay on the cookie. Saw it. I'm assuming this clay is non-toxic.
Yeah, safe to eat.
I think my Hershey Kisses are almost like I'm making them too thick or something.
That one's not really stuck to it on the side, it won't look like. When you're putting it on there, you have to cut little
What?
patterns, and then
What?
when you're putting that on there, you're supposed to cut patterns in the clay, and it makes it stick better.
Cut patterns in what are you talking about?
Like if you're doing a tic-tac-toe thing, you cut that pattern in there, in the side.
Why would I do that?
Because it makes
How do you know this?
Because I've done clay before, and I went to a
What do
class.
I do that with?
Like that.
So I just make little lines like that?
Yeah, and then you do it the other way.
Like that?
Yeah. You're supposed
So
to.
those Hershey Kisses could just fall off because I didn't do that.
Basically, yeah, when you cook it.
So you only put 3 of them on here and then you
I just
tell
thought
me.
about it. I was thinking about it. You should have known that. Since you looked it up.
What?
When I looked it up, that's what it told me.
So I looked up how to do this, and the people that were doing this, it looks nothing like what I'm doing. It doesn't look the same. Oh, that's cute. I like his tongue. That's cool.
Plant
Yeah.
my little snake. 2 snakes done.
Okay.
What about you?
Hey, this snake will eat both of your snakes, okay?
Whatever. I want to eat them. They're cute.
Okay, look, let me show you something. So right now I'm making this Hershey Kiss, and I'm looking at it, and I'm not looking directly at the snake. I'm looking at the desk, and that's in my peripheral vision. So look right here, and don't look directly at the snake, but you can kind of see it a little bit. And when you do that, it looks real. If you don't look at it, it looks real. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying?
No, it doesn't. I'm sorry to break it to you.
It kind of looks real. I mean, I'm kind of happy with the snake. Not happy enough to ever show it to people, and we may not even put this video out.
Yes, we are.
I think what I did is I made the little shapes on the side, making them too thick. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
You open those markers
I
and
don't
see.
think you can put any liquid or anything on them till they're baked.
I know you can put paint on anything. Okay. So I just saw these. These are. This is so stupid. People that do this be like, "He is so stupid. You can't use furniture touch-up markers on clay." Watch me, and it may look really stupid. It may not even work at all. Let me just do a little test. Give me a little piece of clay. Look, you can draw right on it, and it stays.
All right.
Okay. See, look. What do you think? It's coming along.
Yeah. Still got to do the other side.
I know. This is not easy. It's not especially when these little shots that doesn't work. When these shapes get small, it's hard to make these little ones.
I think it's pretty easy.
You know, you don't have fingers like I do. I got big fingers to do this. See, I'm making them too thick, so they're like sitting like off the snake. I need to make them thinner. So look, so when I make them and I get it perfect like that, then I can't get it off the desk without messing it up. Yeah, I can do that, and then that messes it up.
It looks the exact same.
I guess so. Well, I can't get it up without messing it up. How about that? And this is looking like an actual copperhead that a child made. That's cool looking.
Thanks.
It's like some kind of corn snake morph. My fingers are way too big to be doing all this. You know, we're supposed to be making these in like Christmas tree ornaments, but we haven't done that at all. And how is this going to be an ornament? He's going to wave the whole limb down to the tree.
We could just use them as decorations then. You don't have to be ornaments.
Yeah, it's true.
Like a snake.
Clay on my shirt. You what? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cute. You can use one of those rocks. There's 2 rocks. Not a rock somewhere. I mean, if you want to. All right, so here's the dilemma I just realized. I need to do the shape from the other side, and I don't know that I can turn the snake around. So can we just turn the table around? I'm kidding.
It's got a big room. Turn the whole table around.
You know what I should have done? I should have made him on the little tile thing.
Yeah.
I had to pick him up.
What shape should I put in the back of mine?
Put little diamonds on. Or you can put little things like this. If you can make that shape. It may be too small though.
How many snakes are you going to make?
Well, I'm trying to make one right now. If I can make one, I might be happy with that. Yes, and this Santa hat thing is getting in my way. Let me see if I can get this snake somehow curled up on this board. Like, oh God. He's stuck to the table, like stuck. I don't want to pull it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, there we go.
I was scared for a second.
I mean, this could pass for a copperhead in the dark from a distance. If you couldn't see good. Uh-oh, look at that, Lily. Lily, look at that. Look at that.
Wow.
Is that not looking like a snake?
Looks really great.
That looking like a snake? Look at that. Tell me they don't look like a snake. You can't tell me they don't look like a snake right there. Oh, the candle's burning my finger. God. I mean, the Hershey Kisses don't look good on it.
Look at mine.
Oh, that's really good.
Thanks.
I should have drawn that on here. Okay, here's what I'm thinking now. What if, all right, so I have an idea. Here's my idea. I'm going to finish making these little things, little shapes. I'm going to do that. Then I want to make a second snake of just the snake with no pattern like this and bake it. What do you think?
Okay, yeah.
This don't look good, but it don't look bad.
You tried your best. That's all that matters.
I mean, how do these, so all these rubber snakes that you see in the store. So somebody probably has to like make that out of this, right? And then they make a mold and then pour in rubber. But somebody, that first rubber snake, somebody has to make that.
Yeah. I like mine.
Oh yeah, I like that you added the stuff to that one.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Thanks.
You know, I might have to just start making snakes. I'll be like people will pay big money. You know, clay snakes made by the snake guy.
Maybe
you know
a
what I'm
little
saying?
more practice first.
You know, yeah. Yeah, they actually need to look like a snake, I guess. I wish they made like snakes that look like actual snakes. I mean, you can buy like a rattlesnake, but it doesn't look great. And like, there's even like a Eastern king snake you can buy, a rubber one. I've got that one. It doesn't look bad. But I wish they had some that were like actual, like the snakes that you said. And they look kind of real. Probably terrify people. That's probably why they don't make them.
Yeah, probably. But it'd still be cool.
Yeah, I would buy them.
I know you would.
I've got all kind of rubber snakes. If I see a cool rubber snake somewhere, even as an adult, I buy. Oh, that's my favorite one so far.
That
I like the head shape and the I got the body. That's the best one you've done.
I like them with a bow tie.
Well, I do like the bow tie, but the head shape looks like a really good snake shape. Yeah, thank you. Now look, just because you're making a couple shapes, I'm still going to tell people that I made it, especially if it turns out looking good.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you remember ever in your life being bitten by a snake?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh. No. I remember being bitten by an alligator.
What happened?
I forgot like where we got it. I don't know why I was holding on, but I was.
How old were you?
Like 8, 7, pretty young.
Yeah.
And we were sitting in the truck, and I was in the back, and it bit me, and I started crying. It didn't even hurt, but
How big was the alligator?
it's a little baby.
Yeah. And you were just holding an alligator?
Yeah, I was just holding it because I wanted to hold it.
You know what you used to hold all the time?
What?
Was Charlotte.
I know, I miss her.
We had a rose-hair tarantula I had for years. And she loved holding that tarantula when she was a kid. And it was venomous and could have bit her. I mean, it wouldn't have killed her, but it would have hurt. And she would have probably never wanted to hold a tarantula again. But, yeah, she used to hold that thing all the time.
I miss her.
Yeah, she passed away a few years ago. We had her for a long time. She was a cool spider. One time, when we had this aquarium in our living room, and we had like a dozen alligators in it. No, you know what? You got to tell the whole story. Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay, because you got to hear the whole story. But what happened is we were at this event. Now, we have this big trailer. It's a walkthrough exhibit, okay? And you walk through, there's snakes, and, there's an alligator tank, and there's all this stuff in there. And so there's venomous snakes, non-venomous snakes. And the venomous ones are under lock and key. But we had some additional alligators in some containers that were not on display that we would use like on stage in our program, right? And so in the front of this trailer, there's a little room that we always call the girls' room, because when I made the trailer, I made this room for them, and because they were babies. And they kind of grew up at these events, and that was their room. There was a TV in there, a place to take a nap. There was a big Barbie house. Remember the big pink Barbie house?
Yeah.
And there was like a video game system. And there's all kind of stuff in there. They could kind of hang out in that room while the rest of the trailer was full of snakes. So at this event, Audrey comes out of the room, and I'm outside talking to the public. And she says, "Daddy, you got to come see it. There's a snake stuck in the window." Now, this trailer doesn't have any windows. I said, "What are you talking about? A snake stuck in the window?" So I go in there.
No, I remember that. I was trying to help her. With
Yeah,
it.
you were both in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're both in there. But Audrey comes out to tell me that it's stuck. So I go in there, and Audrey and Lily... This shape is not right. I'm having trouble fixing this one shape. Audrey and Lily are in there, and they've gone to one of the boxes that we have a non-venomous snake. It was a ball python, and they took this ball python that's like this long, this big around, out, and it's like wrapped around a Barbie doll, and now it's crawling out the window of the Barbie pink. It looks like a giant python's overtaking this pink apartment complex. Is how it looks, okay?
That's how it was supposed to be.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it looks like. And I was like, I mean, there's the people walking by right here, and I'm fussing at them for the snake in the Barbie house. So I'm like, girls, you don't do that, you know. And so I put the snake up, and I'm like, listen to me. Listen carefully. And I told both of them, don't you ever. Now, the venomous ones are locked. They can't get to. But the non-venomous ones, they don't have a lock on it. You know, it's in a box, but there's no lock and key. I said, don't ever, for any reason, go to a box and take a snake out to play with them in the Barbie house. Okay? You have to ask me if you want to get a snake out and hold it, you can. But you have to ask me. So I had this conversation with them. I'm like, okay. And now we're at this event for, 2 or 3 days, and they're bored. They've been around the whole festival. They've seen everything. So they're just playing in the room. They're bored. Well, I don't know how much time goes by, an hour, and Audrey and Lily are still in the room playing. Audrey comes back out of the room, and she's holding up her finger. Remember this? And there's blood on it. I said, what happened? Did you cut your finger? She says, no, the alligator bit it. I said, what alligator? She said, the alligator in the Barbie house. I go in there. They've taken the alligator out, and he's in the Barbie house and has bit Audrey. I was furious. And I said, girl, what did I just get through telling y'all? And y'all said, you said don't get a snake out of the cage without asking. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know what I meant. I said, don't get alligators out, snakes, don't get anything out without unless you asked me. And I said, we're putting them up. So I go to put it up. I'm walking out of the room, and she says, there's another one over there on the bookshelf. So I went over there and got the other gator and put him up, and I was like, this is ridiculous. So we end up, once we get back home, I'm trying to make this shape, and it's just, I got to have it fitting right there in that spot, and it's not looking like I need it to look. So we get home, and we're unpacking everything. The girls are now upstairs, and we're at the house. And so I tell them, I yell, I said, girls, get downstairs. We're having a family meeting. I've never had a family meeting, but they do it on TV all the time. So I'm like, we'll have a family meeting. I said, sit down. I said, girls, listen to me. I don't want you to look for any loopholes in this. So let me spell this out to you. For the rest of your life, okay, don't go to any cage, any enclosure, any type of device, and take any type of animal, living, dead, reptile, or non-reptile, out of it to do anything with it unless I'm telling you you can do it. Do you understand? They're like, yes, we understand. We're sorry. I said, okay. I don't know if it was the same day.
It wasn't.
It was like the next day. It wasn't long after this.
It was when the tank was in the dining room.
Yeah, so it was not long after this at all. So I come in, and the tank is like in the dining room next to the table. And I look, and guess what I see? Audrey and Lily standing in the dining room table chairs. They've pushed them up next to the alligator tank. Both of them are standing there with their arms in the tank. Guess what they're holding? Naked Barbie dolls. And I'm like, get your arms out of the alligator tank. What are you doing? And they said, Daddy, look, Barbie's swimming with alligators. I said, what? What did I just tell y'all about this? You said, Daddy, you said don't take them out. We didn't take them out. They're all in here.
We listened.
I know, you did. But you've driven me crazy for all these years. But, people always ask, like, do your daughters, do they like snakes? Do they like alligators? Like, I wouldn't say a snake is your favorite animal at all. Like, it's a dog.
No.
What's your favorite animal?
Bunnies and bears.
Bunny? Okay, I didn't even know that. Anyway, bunnies and bears are her favorite animal. Not a snake, not an alligator. But if I said, hey, hand me that snake, and if it was a copperhead, could you get a snake hook and you'd hand it to me? Could you do that? Yeah, so she's done that before. So it's not like she's not scared of snakes. It's just that's what she was raised with. And if I ask her to, hey, can you hand me that king snake? The very first snake you ever caught, I've got it on video. I was riding my four-wheeler in the woods, and there was a king snake on the ground. And you were like 2. I think you were like 2, maybe Audrey was 3. And I've got this on video. And I get y'all over there. Now, I have not caught the snake. It's a wild king snake about 2 or 3 foot long in the woods. And I said, hey, y'all want to catch your first snake? Come here. And so they go over there, and Audrey goes and grabs it first. She gets to it before Lily, and she picks it up. And she's holding it, and the snake is kind of wiggling around, going crazy. It's a wild snake. And I told her, I said, be careful, because it could bite you. And Lily's, oh, he might bite you, because she could like barely talk, where you could even barely understand her, kind of like now. And no, but okay, I'm done with this, I think. Oh, you know what? No, I need 2 more little Hershey Kisses. Got to have a couple more up front. Then that's it. We're done. But I need a couple more. I know, but he does have them right there. I need something else. All right, so let's here. Make me a little one.
How little?
Like the fit right there. So anyway, Audrey catches a snake, and I was, oh, you caught your first snake. This is so cool. Good job, Audrey. And I said, Lily, you want to come hold the snake? And she got mad because she did not want to hold the snake. She wanted to catch the snake herself. So we had to turn the snake loose so Lily, at 2 years old, could go grab the snake and catch the snake, which was really cute. So that's pretty cool to have her first snake capture on camera. And I know you don't remember this, Lily, but you have been bitten by a snake before. And it was when you were about that age, around 2 or 3 years old, and I let a little baby rat snake. I
remember.
You remember?
I think it was like green though.
No, it was a rat snake. I remember
a green snake biting me.
Well, yeah, you probably had a rough green snake bite you. We've had a few of those before. So you were bit by a snake that I know of when you were 2 or 3, and then you were bit by an alligator when you were 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. But if you're gonna be a kid and you're gonna be around alligators, you kind of gotta get just bit at some point.
They don't hurt. I just overreacted.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it turned out pretty good, except for the Hershey Kisses are way too thick. But if I ever did this again one day, which I probably never will, but all right, so we're almost done. We're almost done. We're going to wrap this up. So, any parting words of wisdom from you, Lily? Anything you want to say to the masses? Because a lot of people that I will see at the shows that we do all these shows, and you've been to so many shows since you were like born, and people remember seeing you there when you're like a baby. Yeah. And they'll ask me, how's your daughters doing? How old are they now? And so I can tell them, go watch episode, whatever this is, episode 16. And you are 16 years old in episode 16. Look at there. This was fun.
Yeah. But
you didn't eat the snake cookie like you're supposed to.
Oh, it was a little too crunchy.
Okay. I know. I overcooked it.
Not your regular cookie.
Those are good. I should have washed my hands before I baked them. I'm just kidding.
That's kind of gross.
I'm kidding. They don't look good, but it don't look like bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, that looks bad. It's not that bad. All right, so here are our snakes. Can you hold yours up without falling off? That's pretty cool. All right. Okay. Here are our first snakes, and I am pretty happy. Like I said, if you look at mine in the dark, at night, from a distance, maybe if you're wearing sunglasses, you could think it was real, possibly, for just a second. Maybe if you're impaired. But I'm pretty happy with my first snake. That's not horrible. You did really good. So the bow tie on yours is my favorite. So anyway, that's cool. Oh yeah, it's in the heart. To symbolize one of your favorite holidays, Valentine's. That's cool. All right, well, thank you guys for joining us, and thank Lily for being here with me. And I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas coming up. And last thing I want to tell you guys before we go, Jesus loves you, and so do I. Thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you next week for episode number 17. Let's go. Get up. Go to the oven. Well, thank you guys for joining me for that. And so next week we'll be back. So that was pre-recorded, obviously, with me and Lily doing that. But next week we will be back doing the live part of it. And this part right here is live. I'm here. This is live. But I do want to show you because, after Lily left the studio when we finished, I still had all this clay left. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to practice. I'm going to get in some practice making snakes. So I made several more snakes I'm about to show you. And but this was my favorite of the one that Lily made, this little thing with the bow tie. That's pretty adorable. And all of hers I liked. And even this one that you sit on a table and it's got a little snake wrapped around the plant. He just sits there. That was really cool that she did. But I was trying to, these are supposed to be Christmas ornaments, and then we forgot to do it. So I did make one that looks nothing like a snake. It looks like a licorice candy cane with a head or something. But that's my Christmas ornament, okay? And maybe we'll hang it on the back of the Christmas tree. Hang on, can you guys hear me? Hang on, let's see here. Because I think I may have just had my microphone off. I think it was off. Anyway, I was saying that after we stopped streaming, I realized that we didn't actually make any Christmas ornaments out of snakes. That's what we were supposed to do. So after Lily left, I made this, which looks nothing like a snake. It looks more like a licorice candy cane with a head, but I did put a hook in it, and so we'll probably hang that on the back of the tree. And I was showing this that Lily made, little snake wrapped around a plant, which is one of my favorites, and of course the one that she had with the bow tie. But I stayed down here and used up the rest of all the clay that I had. And this was like probably the worst one that I made, but I'm going to show you the best one I made. This one, not too happy about. Doesn't look good at all. I was just using the leftover clay. Now here's the result of the copperhead after we put it in the oven. So that's pretty cool. This one turned out kind of neat. I just mixed all the rest of the clay together and made whatever kind of racer with a boa head on. I don't know what this is. A genetically mutated snake of some sort. I may sit it out in my flower bed on a rock or something. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know if these things are weatherproof. So my last two favorites are right here. This little cottonmouth, which is not painted yet. I may paint it to look like a cottonmouth. I think that's how he looks most, is like a cottonmouth with that head. So I was pretty happy with this one. And this one, I did put this one on a rock. Got a rock out of the yard. And I put this little snake onto a rock and just kind of baked him right onto the rock. And so I'll just sit that out next to my driveway. And then now as I went on, going through this clay and just mixing the colors together, as I kept doing that, I started getting better and better and better. And I finally did get to the point after Lily left that I was like, I'm pretty happy with how I've come. So this is the last snake that I made, and it is pretty amazing. I haven't put it in the oven yet, so it's still kind of soft, kind of moves around, almost like a real snake. Okay, you got me. This is a real snake. This is a Pueblo milk snake, and I was going to try to make this like out of clay, and I started rolling up the clay, and I was like, heck no, there's no way. It was such a pain in the butt. I gave it up like in 3 seconds. I was over it. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me. Next week, we will be back live again, and we will be discussing pets. Like I said, because in Christmas season, people are buying, not just reptiles, of course. They'll buy dogs and cats and everything else. But we're going to focus on reptiles next week. Reptiles as pets, as gifts for Christmas. And I got pets as a kid for Christmas. I'll tell you what my first reptile as a Christmas present was when I was a kid. I remember that, and I loved it. And I had it for a very, very long time, and it was amazing. And I do not recommend you getting it as a pet for a kid. I was an abnormal kid, so it was fine, but it was not a beginner pet, but, turned out okay. So we'll see you guys next week. And like I already said a while ago, this is episode 16. We'll be back for episode 17 because I do know what we're going to be talking about, which is a good thing. But Jesus loves you, and so do I. You guys have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next week.